Right now, a major disruption in the skies for anyone with flights today all around the country, and the airlines are not to blame.
Also, what the recent passing of the Right to Repair Act means for farmers here in southern Wisconsin.
And how the DNR is working to improve snowmobile safety. We'll take a closer look at the new initiative. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Breaking just into our newsroom, the Madison Police Department is investigating two separate stranger sexual assaults that happened last night in the Greenbush neighborhood. Two
women told police they were walking in the area when they were approached and attacked by a Hispanic man from behind. They were able to ward off the attacker and seek shelter.
And both attacks happened within minutes of each other, and investigators believe they were committed by the same suspect. We will have much more tonight at 6. They spent thousands of dollars on tractors, combines, and the like, but for years, John Deere manufacturers told farmers they didn't have the right to make their own repairs on their purchases.
Tahalil Moeddin shares how a new agreement is making a change and why many farmers are celebrating.
Months away from celebrating 50 years in farming.
Mostly our tractors and stuff are over here.
Dave Smithback has been climbing into tractors since he was just a kid. He says a lot has changed in the decades since he bought his first piece of John Deere equipment with his dad in 1980.
We could fix these equipments ourselves. We know how to fix this.
And it's not because he doesn't know his way around his equipment. He definitely does.
We've got an 8330 over there, 95 R70. Then we park our semis in here in the winter also.
But when he has a problem...
First thing I do is call my local John Deere dealer.
But not every farmer is like Dave. Up until earlier this week, only Deere employees were allowed to make equipment repairs. But many farmers say they'd rather do the work themselves.
This is an issue that's been a priority for us for several years.
It's the reason farmers across the country are celebrating an agreement between the manufacturing company and the American Farm Bureau Federation, giving the go-ahead to make their own repairs.
Our farmers spend a lot of money and make huge investments in very expensive equipment.
But there are some who want laws to make the changes more permanent.
Looks like it's a short-term deal to maybe, calm the talk that's out in the countryside about not being able to pick or fix our own equipment.
Dave, he's putting his faith in John Deere.
The professionals are still better than the guy that doesn't know what he's doing.
That was Tahalil Moeddin reporting. In some parts of the country, John Deere dealers can be several hours away. So for some farmers, the agreement also means being able to get to repairs sooner, saving time and money. With the change, farmers will have access to John Deere diagnostic tools and product guides to their own solutions to equipment failures. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti is on the weather patio. Gary?
Well, Susan, skies are partly cloudy right now. We've had a little more cloud cover as we headed into the afternoon, but temperatures were really mild where there was more sunshine, and that was mainly from Madison southward. To the north, there was a little more cloud cover, and especially in the northern part of the state where there have been a few flurries. But here in southern Wisconsin, we've been precipitation free. We'll probably see the same thing happen tonight as we've seen the last couple of nights. Areas of fog developing. Right now, the fog pretty light, although it is a little thicker closer to Lake Michigan. But that fog brings the possibility for some flurries, drizzle, or even freezing drizzle, depending on temperatures. But right now, we've seen a mild day. It was 48 for a high in Janesville, 45 in Madison, about 40 degrees north of town. Right now, Madison's still at 41, Janesville at 46, but temperatures have dropped into the 30s north of the Wisconsin River. Here in Dane County, temperatures still as warm as 45 in Edgerton and as cold as 36 degrees up in Sauk City. Look for mostly cloudy skies this evening, some patchy fog starting to form as temperatures drop to around freezing by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include some colder weather, at least for a couple of days.
Gary, thank you. It was chaos at airports across the country this morning after the FAA grounded all flights because of a system outage.
Thousands of flights were delayed or canceled. Isabel Rosales has the latest.
Flights once again in the air after the system the FAA uses to provide pilots with pre-flight safety notices failed overnight, causing the agency to institute a nationwide ground stop briefly Wednesday morning. More than 8,000 flights within, into, or out of the U.S. delayed as of Wednesday afternoon, and more than 1,000 were canceled. The order was lifted shortly before 9 a.m. Wednesday, once the system was restored, but not before wreaking havoc on travelers' itineraries.
It's supposed to be like 11 or 12 when we landed. Now it's going to be 2, and we're missing the first week for a funeral.
Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the notice-to-air mission system is critical.
This is a standardized, uniform way for getting important safety messages out to airports, aircraft, and airlines. For example, if a runway is closed or maybe a navigation beacon is out, something that a pilot would need to know for safety reasons. Very important, of course, for that information to be flowing efficiently.
Though failures have been rare, Buttigieg says the Department of Transportation is launching an investigation into the system's possible vulnerabilities.
That broader question is a real one. What are the redundancies? What are the backups? What are the means to make sure that a disruption like this does not happen?
For those flying Wednesday, officials say delays are likely to continue throughout the day as airlines work to recover from the backlog. In Washington, I'm Isabel Rosales.
Well, this was the first time since 9/11 that the FAA grounded all domestic flights.
At the Dane County Regional Airport, 2 flights were redirected while several others were delayed. Our Andrew Banstra is live at the airport tonight with the story. How are things there tonight, Andrew?
Here's what we're seeing right now in terms of delays. The departure side of things actually looks pretty good, all things considered. It's the arrivals where we see a fair amount of delays. About half of the flights that were scheduled are delayed. Experts say if you plan to travel today or tomorrow, make sure you continue calling your airline and then also stay close to your apps for your airline so you can stay up to date with the most accurate information that you possibly can. Dane County Airport's communication director told me that the NOTAM system was down from about 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. local time today and expects it to have rippling effects throughout the day. That ripple effect to this crash is far-reaching.
The problem is if there's a change to the way it's supposed to be, right? If there's construction going on in an airport, if a runway is closed, if there are cranes in the area, if certain lighting systems are out of service, those are all changes to the way it's supposed to be, and those changes are communicated through a NOTAM.
The jumble at connecting airports like O'Hare is what could really throw a wrench into your airfare. Now at 6, I'll tell you the story about how this mess scrambled a Madison family's vacations plans trying to get to Jamaica, and then also how this crucial software system forced this grounding in the first place. In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Andrew, thank you. What can be done, if anything, to prevent more incidents like this from happening in the future? Well, last hour on Live at 4, we spoke to Ed Manny, the president of Burkhalter Travel.
They've been asking Congress for money to upgrade the system for years. Unfortunately, hasn't been allocated yet. But after an issue like this today, I think maybe the purse strings will get loosened up a little bit so that they do update the system and have the appropriate backups in place.
He also said right now the only backups are manual backups, so it's important that the systems are updated.
Many are enjoying this mild January weather, but snowmobile clubs are taking a hit. You have to head north to find good snow conditions, and even in the North Woods, crews are scrambling to clean up debris and keep the trails clean. The DNR wants to remind riders about safety this season. Last year, there were 16 snowmobile fatalities in Wisconsin. Officials say alcohol and drug use, operator inexperience, and unsafe speeds are the top causes of snowmobile accidents. And there is also another concern.
Sometimes trails are near waterways and sleds and other motorized vehicles may be going out onto those frozen waterways. We want to remind people that that can be very dangerous, especially this time of the year with thin ice.
And to combat those fatalities, the DNR is starting a new snowmobile safety campaign called Sled Safe. Snowmobiles, of course, commonly called sleds. The main purpose of the initiative is to make sure that everybody gets home to their families after enjoying a day on those trails. New at 5, Governor Evers has appointed a Southwest Wisconsin farmer to the DNR Policy Board. Paul Burr of Viroqua will replace William Bruins, whose term expired last month. Burr owned and operated Raber Holsteins for 45 years. He's also won numerous awards, including the Wisconsin Master Ag Agriculturist Award. His herd was dispersed in 2020. The farm has since transitioned from dairy to raising cash crops. Burr will officially join the board on January 20th. City of Beloit combining its polling locations for the February primary. That's due to an expected low voter turnout. Those changes are only for the February primary. Those living on the west side of the Rock River will vote at the Beloit Historical Society. Those on the east side will vote at Central Christian Church. You can find more information in this story linked at channel3000.com.
New today, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin was released from the hospital more than a week after he went into cardiac arrest during a Monday night football game. Doctors say the 24-year-old has been showing accelerated improvement, and after a series of tests and evaluations, they determined Hamlin can go home. It's unclear what exactly led to the cardiac arrest and when or if Hamlin will return to the Bills. Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott said today that will be up to Hamlin. The pressure is rising on embattled Congressman George Santos. The New York Republican says he will not step down even after dozens of colleagues called him a disgrace, demanding his resignation. GOP lawmakers in his Long Island district accuse Santos of deceiving voters, colleagues, and opponents with a web of lies. Santos was sworn into Congress days ago after admitting to fabricating large parts of his resume, lying about his educational, professional, and religious background.
The voters have a voice in the decision. It's not where people pick and choose based upon what somebody's press has. So he will continue to serve.
I don't think George Santos should be seated on committees until there's been a full ethics investigation.
The Santos scandal is generating outrage on both sides of the aisle. Yesterday, Democrats asked the House Ethics Committee to launch an investigation. New York politicians say they will not associate with him or work with his office in any way.
The Biden administration has renewed the COVID-19 public health emergency provision. It provides authority for data tracking, vaccinations by pharmacists, and other pandemic responses. The move was expected since officials have said they'd give 60 days notice before ending the provision. COVID-19 cases are currently on the rise in the U.S., with a new Omicron subvariant quickly spreading. Only about 15% of Americans eligible for an updated booster have gotten it. Gary has the latest forecast next at 5.
Plus, California communities are cleaning up before another round of storms hits the West Coast. We'll have a closer look at the damage after the break.
And then another day of solid gains on Wall Street. The Dow jumping almost 269 points. The Nasdaq gains 189. S&P 500 was up 50 at the closing bell. We'll be right back.
It's Steinhoffel's Dream Vacation Giveaway. Test rest a Beauty Rest Black mattress at Steinhoffel's for your chance to win a trip to Hawaii. And right now, save up to $600 on Beauty Rest Black adjustable base sets. Plus, get $200 in Steinhoffel's cash. Queen Beauty Rest Black mattresses start at just $42 a month with Steinhoffel's 72-month financing. So test rest a Beauty Rest Black at Steinhoffel's for your chance to win a dream Hawaiian vacation. Only at Steinhoffel's.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm going to gag or I'm going to go play football. I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, you know, I'm one of those people that like obsessed with white teeth.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like you got to leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth. With power swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the power swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth this new year by ordering power swabs and receive up to 50% off the regular price. Yes, 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Coming up at 6, as all U.S. flights were halted, a local family is left with no options.
Grounded on their way to their vacation destination, we check in on the Semros as they try to figure out what to do next. That's tonight at 6.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Northern California is back in the crosshairs as a new storm system brings another round of heavy rain and wind, raising more concerns for flooding and mudslides. The storms have been blamed for at least 17 deaths since late December. Danya Backus has the latest from Los Angeles.
Heavy snow is falling in the Sierras northeast of Sacramento, the latest wave in a weeks-long barrage of nasty weather in California. Several more feet of snow are expected before it's over. In much of the state, torrential rain and heavy winds have been the problem. Another double dose of that is headed to the San Francisco area. A state of emergency has already been declared in Marin County as residents brace for more flooding and possible property damage. To the south in Los Angeles, crews are working on a giant sinkhole that swallowed 2 cars Monday night. They actually made the hole a little larger as they attempt to stabilize the area. The concern is the next storm could cause even more of the road to collapse.
Here in Studio City, crews are filling trucks to remove the mud and debris left behind after part of a hillside gave way.
In Ventura County, cleanup is underway at Molly Englehart's farm, where mud covers just about everything.
It was up to our knees running over the road. No water for 2 years, and then more water than we got in 2 years and 24 hours is not the business.
And in the central California town of Merced, it could take days for the floodwaters to completely recede. This family has water in every room of their home. They are trying to salvage as much as possible. Forecasters say there are several more storms lined up off the west coast. They are expected to come ashore over the weekend and extend through Monday. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And forecasters say the new round of rain will drench areas that are already saturated. Well, let's get a look at our forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, around here, what's saturated, especially at night, has been the air, and that's what's leading to some areas of fog. And 3 things you need to know in our forecast: look for another night for some patchy fog, along with some drizzle, freezing drizzle, or flurries, depending on the temperature. It'll be colder for tomorrow and Friday. We'll call it chilly, but not downright cold, because the average high temperature is in the upper 20s, and we're going to be in the middle 30s for Thursday and around 30 degrees for Friday, so still above normal temperatures. And then, as we head into the weekend, look for dry weather for Saturday and Sunday, and high temperatures back in the upper 30s for Saturday and lower 40s for Sunday, with some rain expected early next week. On Doppler track, some flurries up in the northern portion of the state. This is where some slightly colder areas and a little bit of a rain-snow mix, especially across parts of northern Michigan where that front lies. But you can see across the northwestern portion of the state, still over 2 feet of snow in this area here. Generally about a foot of snow from around Eau Claire to Rhinelander and north and west of there. But the southern part of the state, almost no snow at all, and especially to the south, no snow across Illinois. So whenever the winds are out of the south like they were today and you have some sunshine, those temperatures warm up. And take a look at the temperatures right now. 41 in Madison, 44 in Rockford, almost 50 degrees in Peru, Illinois, but to the north and west, temperatures in the lower to middle 30s, still above normal over northwestern Wisconsin, but that snow cover however, keeps those temperatures down. And with those temperatures slightly above freezing, that adds moisture to the air, and so you end up with some fog. The fog is a little more widespread in the northern part of the state compared to here in southern Wisconsin, but with time, it will gradually spread to the south again. And as our temperatures drop off, again, we could see some freezing drizzle or flurries overnight. But right now on Weather Track, the main jet stream is right over us. You can see the next weather system is going to probably take a more southerly path. So we're just on the northern fringes of it. Out to the west, you can see the next storm system barreling into the western part of the country, and that energy will head eastward across the nation and eventually affect us as we head into next week, but mainly in the form of rain. Planning your night, look for a low of 30 in Madison, 31 in Lone Rock, and 31 degrees in Baraboo with clouds and some patchy fog, maybe even a little bit of freezing drizzle. Tomorrow's high 36, just a slight chance for a flurry during the day. Again, that next weather system will stay to the south. And you can see this on Future Track beginning at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Winds out of the north, so temperature is just a tad colder during the day. Highs topping out in the middle to upper 30s, but notice very little in the way of flurries during the day. Maybe tomorrow evening, a little better chance for a few flurries, especially east of Madison, and those will pretty much be gone shortly after midnight and really shouldn't amount to very much. 7 to 10 day forecast. We're up to our high temperature down to 30 on Friday, but back up to 37 Saturday, 41 on Sunday. Rain on Martin Luther King Day with a high of 46. That could mix with a little snow before ending on Tuesday morning. Mainly dry on Wednesday, and then the potential for some snow Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday night into Saturday. Those systems will bear some watching because they could bring accumulating snow, but that's still quite a distance down the road. As we take a look at first warning traffic right now, here's the live view of the Beltline at Stoughton Road. We were seeing some delays at Stoughton Road on the eastbound Beltline earlier, but it looks like most of those have cleared up. Right now, some delays northbound on Stoughton Road from the Beltline northward. Otherwise, look for travel time slightly elevated on the eastbound Beltline, about a 23-minute trip there, 15 minutes back on the westbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, no problems on I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville. US 12 Midland to Sauk City is a 17-minute trip, and it'll take you 19 minutes from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now first warning traffic.
Gary, thank you. A standoff over clean energy is escalating overseas, with police in Germany moving in on protesters in a village that is set to be swallowed up by a coal mine. Climate activists from across Europe have descended the town of Lützerath, barricading themselves in what they call a fight for clean future. Many demonstrators are squatting in homes that residents have abandoned. A German court has ordered them to leave, and police are starting to make arrests.
If this coal is burned, we're actually going to take down our climate goals. Our climate goals cannot be reached.
German police say it could take weeks to clear protesters who are refusing to budge. The German government has promised to phase out coal completely within 8 years, but says the expansion of this plant is needed to ensure current energy levels. Well, coming up, how a project here in the U.S. is bringing vital medical care to some of the littlest patients in war-torn Ukraine.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness. Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland. Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Update your appliances and save at Menards. Spruce up your home with appliances from Whirlpool. Check out the largest in-stock selection and upgrade to new energy-efficient appliances and save big money. Menards has everything you need to make over your bathroom, like this linear 3-piece wall kit from Lions. Enjoy its slip-resistant shower floor and comfortable 18-inch tall seat. Start your next project today and save big money on tubs and showers from Lions at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
It's a foodie's paradise in this month's Madison magazine. Explore our editor's list of restaurants and chefs transforming the local dining scene. Then create an indoor Eden with our Homebody's Guide to Houseplants. Madison magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
In war-torn Ukraine, some of the littlest patients are being born in areas without access to life-saving care.
Now a U.S. project is bringing vital medical equipment to providers in Ukraine to treat a common but serious condition in newborns. Dr. Malika Marshall has more.
This portable, easy-to-use device could save the lives of hundreds of newborns in Ukraine.
About 1,000 mothers give birth in Ukraine every day. We've received pictures from the field. They're giving birth in bomb shelters and in basements.
And you can see how it just glows right onto the surface.
This is the Billy Hut, developed by Dr. Donna Brzezinski to treat babies with jaundice. It delivers phototherapy to help the body get rid of excess bilirubin.
My efforts really started focusing on creating a device that was as effective as what we have in the NICU, but could be flat-packed and lightweight and delivered to pretty much anywhere in the world.
About half of all newborns develop jaundice. 1 in 10 will develop severe jaundice, which can result in brain damage, seizures, and even death if left untreated.
There's no time for delay, and that's why you need to have effective equipment.
The device delivers as much blue light as possible by wrapping the light around the baby. Average treatment is 12 hours.
And that compares to existing portable devices that may take 4 to 6 days. So this device, because it covers so much skin surface area, works much, much faster.
Little Sparrows Technologies and Brigham and Women's Hospital are behind the Support Ukrainian Newborns, or SUN project, raising money to bring the devices to Ukraine, as well as this tool, the Billy Ruler, developed by Dr. Ann C.C. Lee's lab.
To help identify babies that need treatment for jaundice in settings where there's just is no lab capacity. Press it on the nose. The color that matches corresponds to a level of jaundice.
The SUN project has already sent 12 Billy Huts to Ukraine and is working to get dozens of Billy Rulers to the area to help babies live a long and healthy life. Dr. Malika Marshall, CBS News, Boston.
The Association of Neonatologists of Ukraine specifically requested the Billy Huts and Billy Rulers, asking for at least 60 of each of them to be distributed.
And the project is raising funds and working to be able to meet this very urgent need there. And we are back with a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It's being prepared for all the challenges you may face after a serious injury. It's confronting every aspect of your case with honesty, integrity, and innovative solutions that have earned us a reputation for excellence in representing the injured. It's no wonder so many clients refer their own friends and family to our team of dedicated professionals year after year. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call today for a free consultation.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on TV consoles, recliners, bar stools, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Get the deal of a lifetime on clearance, one-of-a-kinds, scratch and dents, and more. Stores are packed with merchandise that must go. Up to 80% off at the huge inventory reduction sale on now at Slumberland Furniture.
Helpful hints for you from Meineke. Your vehicle's brake pads are designed to wear down over time. That's why we recommend a visual brake inspection at least once a year or before you hit the road for a trip. If you feel or hear anything abnormal, stop into Meineke for a free brake inspection and a courtesy check today. And with 4 locations in the Madison area, there's always a Meineke nearby. Set up your appointment at Meineke.com today.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now, I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
We've got a lot of news coming up. Cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death among young athletes. So after the Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin, we wanted to know, how can you protect your children while playing sports? We talked to a doctor who has all the tips. That's tonight, right here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's get to Gary. One final check of the forecast.
Yesterday at this time we had some fog starting to thicken up, but you can see that still pretty good visibility of the Capitol from the Edgewater Skycam. Right now visibility 7 miles in Madison, but already down to 1.25 miles in Monroe and 1/4 mile in Sheboygan, closer to Lake Michigan. So we'll see the fog thicken up again tonight. Temperatures are above freezing, 46 in Janesville, 41 in Madison, although closer to freezing north of the Dells. Here in Dane County, temperatures range from 45 degrees in Edgerton, 43 in Stoughton to 34 in Sauk City and 35 degrees in Cross Plains. Look for mostly cloudy skies with some patchy fog this evening. Temperatures dropping into the lower 30s by late evening. And again, we could see some freezing drizzle or flurries overnight and maybe a few flurries tomorrow.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us at 5. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.